Premier Sports Fan Center. Live it anywhere. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember to click that subscription button. Oh, and another goal for Super Eagle. This is Premier Sports Fan Center. Live it anywhere. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember to click that subscription button. Oh, and another goal for Super Eagle. This is Premier Sports Fan Center. Live it anywhere. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember to click that subscription button. Oh, and another goal for Super Eagle. This is Premier Sports Fan Center. Live it anywhere. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember to click that subscription button. Oh, and another goal for Super Eagle. This is Premier Sports Fan Center. Live it anywhere. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember to click that subscription button. Oh, and another goal for Super Eagle.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to Premier Sport Fan Center. And today is our Friday Talk Sport show. Yeah, we review all the happenings during the weekend. We saw a lot of topics, in the world of sport. Yeah, in the world of football. To be precise, we saw Amorim, having his first loss as Manchester United coach, and after 7 streak of losing matches with a winless game for Pep Guardiola, we saw him registering his first victory after that 7 winless run for Pep Guardiola. And again, during the weekend, we saw the World Club draw was actually done by FIFA, and a streamlined list of the CAF award was actually also done during the weekend. So a lot of topics for us to discuss today. So that is why we are here in Premier Sport Fan Center Friday Talk Sports Show. But I'm not alone. I'm not alone to analyze and to talk an in-depth analysis of all the happenings. We have from my far left, Apollo. You're welcome to the studio.
Yeah, good having me.
All right. Also, we have our favorite here, Doki. Yeah, you are welcome to the studio.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, ladies. Good evening, fans all over the world. Good evening, bookkeepers and bookies and the rest of us. And then good evening, weekend hopefuls. It's another time to talk sport, and we want to look at, in retrospect, we want to do some forensic analysis, and we also like to look at projections for the weekend.
Yeah.
So keep glued to this channel and get ready to type in and put in your comments. You may need to even fact check some of us saying. You may just want to put in a word in addition or corroborate a story. So fact check, comment, or you can even call in, and let's have fun together for the next few minutes.
All right, you can hear Doki. Let's have fun together for the next minutes of this show. Yeah, let's quickly dive to the final list for African Player of the Year. Yeah, we saw CAF actually streamline those awardees both for the male and female, and let's just quickly dive to the male side of it, where we have seen 5 male players actually part of the list, and Nigerian Trust Ekong could not make it to that list. But let's quickly look at those who actually made it, where we have the Moroccan Achraf Hakimi from PSG is one of those who made it. And then Nigerian Ademola Lookman from Atalanta also made it. Ivorian Simeon Adigran, one player I will not forget, one player that actually did Nigeria did I say bad or broke the heart of Nigerian in that African Cup of Nations final. Then we also saw Guinea. Selgorasi also made it. From a place for Borussia Dortmund. And South Africa, Rowan Williams, the only goalkeeper, who is part of that list from Mamelodi Sundown. So those are the 5 players that made it there. Achraf Hakimi, Ademola Lookman, Simon Adingra, Selgorasi, and Rowan Williams. Those are the players who actually made it in the final list there for CAF award. Yeah. So from the file is Paulo, we have seen the 5 men that actually made it to that qualify in that 5 men list. So what are your take? Who do you think possibly going to win it today? And why do you think Trust Ekong could not make it to the 5? And Musala also did not make it. And some of the big names in Africa did not make it to this top 5 here.
For me, I think 5 people have decided to shortlist the final based on its performance for last season, which is based on performance last season. So and those 5 people are there currently. For a player like Mo Salah, if you look at last season, it wasn't the kind of season. Then for them to say Ekong, in and out performance during the African Cup had top notch. Him is the player of the.
He won the player of the tournament.
Thinking maybe go ahead and wait for the now. Due to 1 or 2, recently moved to Saudi Arabia, changing of clubs and every other thing. So for me, the final 5, we've seen it, and I will be tipping our own Ademola Lookman to actually go ahead and.
All right, remember that this award is from January to October. Yeah, from January to October. So those are that is the area, that is the period of time where these players and performance will actually count for them. So, Doki, what is your take on this?
Okay, so we have a couple of people here who have distinguished themselves in the last season. That period, January to October, or thereabout. And taking from the top, in no particular order, we have Achraf Hakimi here. And Achraf Hakimi, you will agree with me, has proven beyond reasonable doubt that is a very important personality in both the Algerian national team as well as the PSG, where he plays in Europe. He did so much for his country, and then doing so much for, the Moroccan national team. And we know that Moroccan national team is still the best in Africa. It's the number 1 rated in Africa. Was rated first in Africa, even despite not winning the African Nations League, Nations Cup last time. They're still number 1. And the last rating FIFA released, they're still number 1. And Achraf Hakimi is their main man. That team is like the leader of that team. So yes, he's qualified to get that position. Let's look at Rowan Williams, who plays for Mamelodi Sundown. Mamelodi Sundown will go ahead to win the Premier League in South Africa, and they are still number 1 on the league table for South Africa.
And Rowan Williams is the only goalkeeper there.
And this goalkeeper is like Emi Martinez is to Aston Villa.
Wow,
that's his position in Sundown team. He's a motivator. He's a protector. He's more of a leader in their defense, and he has proven himself to be different. And also for the South African team, it's a very important feature. the national league and national team. And then when you look at Serhou Gilsari, who plays for Guinea, the Guinea player who plays for Borussia Dortmund. The Borussia Dortmund has not made so much mark in recent years, but there are some key players there who have distinguished themselves, and I think Gurase, one of them, he has distinguished him. Simon Adingra too, the Ivorian player, plays for Brighton. He has proven that he is a very good player. He deserves a spot there, and even when they were down and they were not looking good at the last Nations Cup, this guy was still one of the best performers in that, and eventually went on to clinch the Nations Cup. And Ademola Lookman, we know what he has done in Atlanta. We might look at it like that, looking at it from January to October, but I think it's going to be from late last year to October. I think it's October to October, November to October. And Ademola Lookman, apart from winning the Europa last season, he has also proven himself in the Nigerian national team. In the Nations Cup, he distinguished himself. He was one of the best players. And in the qualifiers they have played so far for Nigeria, he has also distinguished himself. If everybody didn't come to the party, trust me, Lookman will come to the party. He's always giving 100%. And just like Victor Osimhen, but even when Osimhen doesn't score, you may not notice much of him. But Ademola Lookman will create situations. He will dribble into the 18, provide final balls, and he even scores. So he's a fantastic guy. And just like he mentioned, all eyes are on Lookman, really. Because even this season, in Atalanta, he's doing beautifully, impressively well. And he's one of the best players in Italy as we speak right now. So, yeah, these guys are good enough for it. Osimhen will not be on this list because we know he didn't do so well, fantastically well in the last season. What's his name? Mo Salah will not be here too because Liverpool didn't get so much of him in the last season under contest. He just picked up form recently, maybe 3-4 months ago. So he's not going to be as well on the last final list. And we wouldn't expect our Nigerian goalkeeper to feature here because I don't think they performed exceptionally well that period. So yes, I think it's a justified position by CAF standard. So yes, it's good.
So Polo, yeah, you've had the in-depth Abdoki just gave right now. What else you have to say? Some of the players that are missing, Thomas Partey, Abamu Young, and the rest of them, did they actually not come to the party in African football or in the club football?
What actually happened is that most of these players like Thomas Partey, Aubameyang, last season they had it rough. They had cup issues with injuries, and they were not, able to. Most of them feature. They couldn't play up to 15-20 matches. Aubameyang was, moving from one club to the other. So, but still on those 5, I understand. Player like William Troost-Ekong, to me, though, he should have been there because looking at those 5. There are some that should not be there also, but CAF just decided to add them, maybe based on their performance, and the performance, maybe what's the name now, the Nations Cup. Because if you look at player like Simon Adingra, apart from his performance during the Nations Cup, I don't think he deserves to be there. You understand? What's his name again? Player like what is his name?
Akraf
Hakimi also. Yeah, his own maybe based on club. I don't think it's based on the Nations Cup. Then for player like the Guinean
Serhou Gilsari,
his performance for Stuttgart last season, where he scored almost 30 league goals for them. Helping Stuttgart to qualify for the Champions League. So probably that's the reason why he was also added. But for player like Ademola Lookman, we saw what he did for club and country last season. He single-handedly won the Europa League for what's his name now? Atalanta. Then he was even their player of the season for last season. And even for Nigeria, we all saw what he did at the Nations Cup, and he was also nominated for among the players of the tournament for that. So that's really so. On that basis, I was looking at William Troost-Ekong. He should also be there for him to have won the MVP of the tournament. Then, if you're adding player like Simon Adingra, who only at the Nations Cup, after 1 or 2 months. We also saw how Ivory Coast, won the Nations Cup from after playing 3 match with 3 points. They pick up and But to me, I think if you are adding player like Simon Adingra, then you should be adding William Trusekon also. So then for players like Abu Mayan, like I said earlier on, injury and not being consistent also.
All right. Doki, do you have anything to say before I go to the next one? That is the goalkeeper side of it. Yeah, goalkeeper category.
I think we can move on.
All right. So for the goalkeeper, where we have Onana, Andre Onana, who plays for Manchester United, and then Ivorian Yahya Fofana, he plays for Angers. Egyptian Mustafa Shober, he plays for Al Ahly. Then Nigerian Stanley Wambali, who plays for Chippa United, and South African Rowan Williams, the only goalkeeper that was nominated, that was one of the best players, who plays for Mamelodi Sundowns. Those are the 5 names for the goalkeeper of the year for CAF.
Well, if you look at the list of players we have here, goalkeeping part, you want to consider nation first before you look at club performance.
Yeah.
That's actually ratings FIFA want to apply, and as we know, all continental authorities take their cue from FIFA. So CAF will also take it from FIFA. You want to look at your performance at national level and then consider what you did at the club level. So goalkeeper Andre Onana, I don't think he did much for Cameroon, really. In fact, he didn't do much, didn't give them much. Cameroon. In fact, at the Nations Cup, they had to send him away after 1 or 2 matches for playing Ajax type of football or Barca type of football, because African football, you don't come to the passage to come and play in the midfield, stay in your post. So I don't think he has done so well for Cameroon in that regard. However, for Premiership, it's fantastically one of the best keepers presently in Premiership. Last season, the keeper with the highest number of saves in Premiership. So Onana qualifies to be here. Yes. And then let's look at Vanna playing for Angers. I know he has done, but the list has to be full. So Stanley Nwabali, he did the nation proud at the Nations Cup.
Yeah.
But that was about the best appearance he had in the season. For his Chippa United that he plays for, I wouldn't think Nwabali will have taken Chippa United from number 10 to number 3 or number 2. I think they're just mid-table kind of clubs. And much as he performed exceptionally at the Nations Cup, it was more, for me, of a fluke. Keeper like him. And it's beginning to show, because after that Nations Cup, we haven't heard or seen much performances from him. In fact, he's retaining the position number 1 in Nigerian Super Eagles because he's not more confident than Okoye, and the team is more confident having Nwabali behind. Not that he's exceptional good. So Rowan Williams, yes, I think Rowan Williams will get this. I am thinking the Mamelodi Sundowns keeper will get this, because he has made a great mark in his club and for the nation. Onana did well for his club, although the club does not have much to show for it. But individually, got himself a lot of accolades, Premiership, but not much for the country. So, country, I'm going to go with Rowan Williams for South Africa and for my Sundown.
All right, Polo, you can hear Doki has actually given an in-depth of our thoughts here. So, but you, Polo, what do you have to say about this list of nominees?
Yeah, actually, I agree with everything he said, and I'm also tipping the Mamelodi Sundowns goalkeeper William to win the award, because he's the only goalkeeper now nominated for both the
player of the year,
and
best goalkeeper
of the year. And there's no how he's going to be nominated for the player of the year and that he's not going to win the. We all know he might not win the player of the year, so we expect him to win the
goalkeeper.
Yeah. So I don't think
that's
there's
African
any competition.
Martinez.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any serious competition for that award other than him winning.
All right, you can hear that all is going to Rowan Williams as the best goalkeeper in Africa the year in the review. So let's quickly go to the coaches, the best coach of the. I think we'll stop from there. When we go to talk about the coach, we'll go to the female. So where we have 5 nominees for the best coaches of the for the year for CAF, where we have Pedro Goncalves for Angola, the Emas Faye for Ivory. I remember he took over from the other coach that was underperforming, and it started from that was almost at the group stage and took Ivorian to win the African Cup of Nations. Then we have Sebastian Desabre of DR Congo, the Marcel Kola of Al Ahly, and Hugo Broos of South Africa. So those are the 5 names, the shortlisted 5 names for the CAF award for coaches.
Yeah, 5 coaches. They've all done brilliantly with their national team respectively. And looking at, I think the Al Ahly coach,
Domestic
football
team,
club,
yeah.
But I believe they are what we tend to go to Ivorian. Looking at the circumstances it took the job from firing that one, after having some bad performances, to guide the team, which they eventually won. I believe Bruce also tried with the South African national team, but I don't see him win. I believe Ivorian.
All right, you can hear Polo is saying Emas Faye is the best coach. That is his own personal decision, for the year. So, but Doki, what do you have?
Emas Faye has won the hearts of a lot of people. Looking at his intervention, story of the Ivory Coast at the Nations Cup, they were hosting, where they were suffering terribly with the foreign coach they had, and they looked like they were going to be evicted from the tournament. And of course, the nation was disappointed at that point. And Emas Faye was a local player, turned coach, who was called to come and handle the team. And from there, he started winning. And through the tournament, and you need to look at the way they defeated Nigeria in the final. They defeated Nigeria like there was no competition. Nigeria scored first, yes, but they just took Nigerian team apart, and it was like there was no competition. And that was a team that was not confident, that lacked confidence, that lacked momentum, lacked direction, just 2 or 3 matches before then. But with this guy in charge, he was able to get the players to play for him. He was able to get the players to bring in their best, and it developed their confidence too. The way they played at the final, they weren't defensive. Nigeria was the one defending. And they tore Nigerian team apart. You could see them just playing the football, everybody expressing themselves, and the coach was so, yes, because the format is to look at national intervention or national performance first. So I'm going to go with Emas Faye. The rest of the coaches have done pretty well too for them to feature in this position. But I'm going to go for Emas Faye.
All right, you can hear that. Emas Faye standing out among the coaches here, but let's wait for that final day. And the final day for that is on the 16th of December.
Yes.
So we are looking forward to 16th of December. That is where the award will be announced. So we're expecting to see what CAF will be coming out with. So let's go to women quickly. First of all, let's look at the footballer of the year. That is women. Yeah, let's look at the women footballer of the year. So where we have 5 finalists here. 5 finalists, and they are Tabitha Chiwinga, 2 sisters, in the finalists. So, Tabitha from Malawi, Tabitha Chiwinga, and Temwa Chiwanga, 2 from Malawi are there. And then we have Sena Masaudi is also there. Then the Nigerian goalkeeper, Chiamaka Noze and Bambra Banda, one as a player from Zambia who are actually giving good account of herself. So, who are you going with in this 5 shortlisted name?
This list, I find it very interesting because all those players that were nominated, they've distinguished themselves for their. Talking about the Chiwenga sisters, the fantastic players also. Chiamaka Nadu, the club and country, very good goalkeeper. We saw how he In fact, that single-handedly saved Nigeria from being embarrassed against
France. Yeah, we saw that. We saw
good
that.
saves and everything. Then the other lady, Barbara Banda. I think Barbara Banda will win. Recently, she's way above the rest in terms of performance and everything. She plays in the US, and she's presently the most expensive women football player right now in the world.
Who?
Barbara
Barbara
Banda.
Banda, okay.
Yeah, she's the most
Expensive. Wow.
in the world.
Yeah.
So she recently moved to
Kansas.
yeah. So and she has been fantastic for the club. So I think she's going to take this.
All right, Doki, what is your take?
Yeah. You know, I don't know. I just have to give it to Tawinga sisters, Tenwa and Banda. Tenwa playing for Leon. I was able to snatch the Champions League back from Barcelona last season, and he was part of the team that did it for them. But Banda, as he has just mentioned, did so much for the United States club played for. Got 21 goals. Awi. That's them was scoring 21 goals.
Wow.
Malawi, and then Banda scored 17 goals. Even when you look at the top scorers in the Nigerian history of scores, male, Osimhen is still 23 goals.
23 goals.
With all the goals he has scored, and he's number 2 at par with Segun
And
Odegbami.
all time.
All time at par with Segun Odegbami, 23 goals. The only person ahead is something. And look at these girls scoring 20, scoring 17
in one season.
goals. Maybe not one season. Yeah, one season in MLS. She scored 21 goals in MLS one season, and that's a fantastic record. And who else would take it from them? Really, it has to be one of them, and it likely be Banda. Get it? Jamaica, yes, they did pretty well. Know how it is when you have to compare a goalkeeper and a striker. You're going to look at statistics. You're going to look at records. What did they do to change the outcome of the games? Of course, the keeper will save balls from going in, but the striker is the one that usually gets the MVP when they come to head. So as it looks, it's going to be one of the Banda. I mean, Chawinga sisters, and my money is on Banda with all the statistics and which she runs in the Malawi female team.
All right, you can hear that Banda Barbara standing out right now, but also kudos to the Chawinga sisters in this list of nominee. We just hope to see on December 16 who will emerge the winner of that category. Let's quickly go to the women goalkeepers category, where we have 5 exceptional shot stopper. Yeah, we have in this category, we have Chiamaka as one of those goalkeepers. Yes. Yeah, we have Chiamaka as one of those goalkeepers. So let me quickly get the names here. Yeah.
I think we just have to we'll expect Chiamaka to take this.
Yeah, I think okay.
From your former observation,
okay. Let me just see that the names. Yeah, we have Fideline Ngoe from DR Congo. She plays for TP Mazembe. Then Abiba Sabri from Egypt. She played for FC Masar. Then Khadija Ermichi from Morocco. Plays from Asfar. Then Chiamaka Ndanoze Nigeria. Played for Paris FC. Then Adie Diamini from South Africa. She plays for Mamelodi Sundowns. Those are the 5 goalkeepers shortlist for the year.
Like I said earlier on, for and I also stand on that same. I think Chiamaka is going to take the day. This one on the basis that for both the award and the keeper award. But if you look at the recently just concluded CAF Champions League, to see most of other goalkeepers. I think she's the only foreign keeper. Chiamaka
Goalkeeper that plays for
outside Africa. You actually watch the concluded CAF award, you get to see most of these keepers were fantastic. Talking about the TP Mazen,
Fideline Ngoy.
Yeah, she actually did very helping the TP Mazen CAF women, and also the one goalkeeper also. They're all exceptional. I go with Chiamaka.
All right, Doki.
Yeah, Chiamaka Nazozie for me too. I think she's way above the league of best. And what she did in Paris FC and player of the year for Paris FC. Yeah, she was player of the year for that club.
Yeah, wow.
So she, I think by mouse she should get this.
And that is why she's even nominated as one of the African best player too. Yeah. All right, let's quickly go to football review. Last weekend we saw a lot of exciting matches, but let's just pick some of those that actually capture our attention. That is the match. First of all, we saw Liverpool drop 2 points. Yeah, after a very long time, they drew 3-3 in their own encounter. So, what do you have about that match?
Actually, I was so surprised. Liverpool dropping points despite almost winning it in the dying minute. That was find their way back. Before the match started, I actually saw the lineups. I have a feeling that Newcastle might take a point after seeing the lineup, seeing what's his name, friend Alexander-Arnold on the bench, starting with Gomez and Kwanzaa at the back. And if you watch the match, you see the way Newcastle were attacking them, thanks to the goalkeeper Kelly making some fantastic saves. Maybe before even Newcastle scored that first goes down. But unfortunately, the goal they conceded there again. What's his name? Sender Isak. But Liverpool find a way back in the second half. The lead. Then Newcastle equalized again. Newcastle got 3-2. Because when it was saying it's done and dusted.
Yeah.
But Newcastle find a way
equalize.
Snatch that one. But I hope that 2-point drop will not cost Liverpool at the.
All right, Doki, what do you have to say about the match?
Okay, well, we never expected Liverpool to go 11 matches without dropping points. They haven't dropped points for up to 5 matches. Played 4 matches in all the points. Just before then, they had a drop up 2 points. Now they've dropped another 2 points. Yes, that match, ask me, Newcastle should have even won that match in the first half. They played so well. Look at the statistics of that match. Newcastle had 41% possession against almighty Liverpool that have been unbeaten in Champions League, unbeaten in Premiership so far. And they are sitting number 1 with 9 points or so ahead of the second place as of that time. And Newcastle was pauperizing them and getting advantage. Newcastle had 6 shots on target against Liverpool's 5 that game. And the fouls Liverpool committed against Newcastle was 17. And Newcastle committed only 9 fouls in that game. So if you look at the yellow card, Newcastle got only 2. Liverpool got 5 yellow cards in that match. So looking at the statistics, let's take it away from the names of the club or the superstars now. The statistics, look at the corner kicks. 5 to Newcastle, 6 to Liverpool. And it actually shows that it was a tie that was pretty close. It was pretty close. And Osala would have scored the 3rd goal. As at that time, 82 minutes, I thought it was the end of the game and Liverpool was going to get all the 3 points at that point in time. But I was happily disappointed.
Disappointed?
Yeah, I was so happy to see that goal slipping. Why? Because it was going to make the league more competitive. Okay, so if you got all the 3 points in that place, they're going to be like 10, 11 points above the next team. Okay, so does that reduce the margin by 2 points? And then they're now sitting 7 ahead of Chelsea and Arsenal, 9 ahead of Man City, which was good enough. And then it also shows us that, yes, Liverpool can actually drag some points off Liverpool. And if Newcastle can do it, big clubs
Other
can do
clubs.
it.
All right, another thing that actually captured my attention is Mo Salah, one player who has been consistent in banging goal for Liverpool, and right now 13 goal. He has gone ahead of Erling Haaland with 13 goal. Erling Haaland is 12 goal, 13 goal and 8 assists, 21 goal involvement for this season, and his contract is there is no conviction that this is contract will be signed for in Liverpool. And what do you have to say about such a player and such a situation?
Salah, fantastic. Liverpool sitting pretty well on the log of down to Mo Salah's chance this season. Talked about him not being nominated for CAF Award. His performance last season, but this season he actually stepped up. For Mo Salah, got 2 goals that day and 1 assist to take his tally to
13 goals.
Fantastic player. And for Liverpool, I believe his contract situation will once it's January, I have to talk to that club outside
Liverpool,
England, and I believe Liverpool will not want anything that would be distracting Salah. Because once other clubs start talking to him, tend to be there will be distraction. So for Liverpool, and is he one of their board members said that they've already presented a contract
Offer.
to his agent. Agent is the one into maybe shift the goalpost, and I believe based on the figures,
the amount, the offer.
And Mo Salah now is 32 years. I believe this will be the last contract going to sign with Liverpool. And as for Liverpool, they don't want to pay someone that is above 32 years, maybe the amount Salah is looking for. So they need to work. And one other thing we need to know again, that Liverpool have 3 important players that their contract will be running out at the end of the season. So they need to decide on who are we letting go, who are we retaining. Those players, Reggie van Dijk, 33 years also. So, and they want, big contract, maybe 3 years and the money. But Liverpool, you could see when they brought in James Milner had to take a pay cut to remain low. So, but for Mo Salah, I don't think he wants to pay, knowing that Saudi Arabia is ready to triple whatever thing Liverpool is going to. So, but I believe before the ending of this year, this December, decide how they will allow him at the end of the year. They offer him everything he wants.
All right, Doki, what do you have to say about Mo Salah and he's spectacular,
he is like picking form again. Last season it wasn't so fantastic. At a point in time, he actually dropped form. He suffered some injury. But coming back into this season, he has been on top of his game, and he has been poaching the goals, been offering the assists, and it's been a serious problem for any defense he's facing. You could actually see him dance around the penalty area of the opponent, and then either taking a shot or delivering the final pass for execution. Also, Mo Salah is, I think, is back to his form now, and I think he's 100. And another thing I think working for him, the presence of, the performance from Luis Diaz. Diaz is performing now, getting the goals. So some attention is off Salah. A lot of attention has been focused on Diaz, and Gakpo is also getting the goals. So with those guys coming to the table to deliver goals, less attention will be on Salah, so Salah can actually dance in. That gives him some room to operate, and he's been enjoying that advantage. That was the advantage he was enjoying when he had Sadio Mane with him, because Mane was a trouble from the other side. So your defense has to be split in two of them watching Mane, 2 of them watching Salah, and then you had Firmino in the center who could create something then. But with the absence of Mane and a stable 9, Salah had been choked. He could easily be caged. But now he has some freedom. And yes, he can take advantage of that. Gakpo has been scoring. Yes, Diaz is doing well. And the next comes in once in a while. He does his thing and he does it well. A lot of times he's off target. But man is coming up. And they free this man. So yes, Salah still has room to out. In fact, at the rate Haaland has been performing, Salah might just get the the Golden Boot again. This season, he might get the Golden Boot off him this season, and he might just give Liverpool the desired EPL and possibly go ahead and win the Champions League with them. But I think Salah should leave now when the ovation is loudest. I think he should just go after this season. He should either go to Saudi or he should go to somewhere where he can enjoy another fresh atmosphere of football, because the expectation that Liverpool is going to place on him will not be matchable for him by next season. He's going to be 33 or 34. And it's not going to be easy for him to live up to that expectation, especially if he won major trophies this season. So I think it's just time for him to move.
All right, you can hear those in-depth analysis from Ducky. That is what you get when you listen to Premier Sport Fan Center. Let's quickly go to the next one. Another part of the match review. That is a match between Nottingham Forest versus Manchester City. We saw Manchester City after 7 winless game. Yeah, for the first time after 7 games, they pick up another 3 points against Nottingham Forest. 3-0 in that encounter. So what are you taking that match, Polo?
Yeah, good one for Manchester City, and what a way to get themselves back, scoring 3 goals, winning Nottingham Forest. Before the match, we were discussing the other day how Nottingham Forest have been, giving, the so-called big team this season tough time. We saw how they were the only one that have, defeated Liverpool in the league. Not just winning Liverpool, but winning at Anfield.
Yeah.
Was a fantastic. And we saw how they played against Chelsea. They snatched a point from Chelsea the other. So for Manchester City, they've been down in terms of their performance. They are low on confidence. Everything seems to be going against them. If you watch the match against Liverpool the other day, they were playing like a team from the Championship to me, because they couldn't defend. In fact, Alan was so isolated. I don't think it had up to 10 touches for 90 minutes. Everything was just against them. But against Nottingham Forest, I had the feeling that they are going to get the 3 point. I wasn't even expecting them to score 3 goals. I was like, okay, if you could score 1, just go and defend it and stop conceding. And looking at the lineup that day, we saw Kevin De Bruyne starting a Premier League game for almost maybe 7 matches, because he has been playing 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I didn't have to do some changes, still keeping Ederson on the bench. The goalkeeper, starting with Ortega. Ruben Diaz, he has been injured. He recently came back, but I think he's getting back to his form. So good one for Manchester City. I think from now on they will be able to, if they could keep on with the performance they had against Nottingham Forest, I think they will continue to win.
All right, okay. What do you have to say about the match?
Okay, so Guardiola had an opportunity to come back, and yes, he took advantage of it. Guardiola playing against Liverpool, he actually went there as an underdog. We knew he was going to be an underdog, and he lived like an underdog. The players actually played like minnows in that game, and they played like cats against lions. They actually shriveled. They were afraid.
They were afraid, really.
You see, they lacked confidence. They lacked authority on the field. They don't command the field. The results showed it, and Guardiola had to pep them up. At the end of the day, showing the whole world, he won 6 premierships, and that wasn't what was happening. But he was just trying to raise the psyche of his players. Like, look, we're not defeated here. We are winners. We just have problems. Okay, so yes, and then he went into Nottingham Forest. Got all the 3 goals and all the 3 points, and that's fantastic for City's psyche. But City still has the problem they had before then. Right now, I think it's Lewis trying to control the midfield. Lewis seemed to me not competent enough to control the midfield. He's a young man coming up. Lewis is trying, Lewis is playing, but he doesn't have it, not just yet, and he doesn't look it. Playing behind him is our old man. What's his name now? Gundogan, who we know is running out of steam already. Not as strong as he used to be. You can easily push Ike Gundogan off the ball, which you can do for Pedri, for Rodri. You couldn't have done that with Rodri. can't push him off the ball easily, but you can push Gundogan off the ball, collect the ball, and go and score. And then you can also push Luis out of the ball and collect the ball and go and score. Okay, so those have been their major challenges. The midfield have been their major challenges, and it's been so obvious. You know, with De Bruyne not in a proper form and coming in and going out every 5-10 minutes, the confidence of the team has also waned. And then look at Salvinho too. They got a few minutes the other day, went back, relapsed, and they had to use other players. But if you look at that last game, Doku started the game. De Bruyne started the game. And they had a complement of players who understood themselves from the start. And then you could see Luis dancing around. His job was a lot easier because De Bruyne was there to help him out. Doku was there to take all the attention. Doku was taking all the attention. Yeah, he was enjoying himself. He was like, yes, I'm back. And you see Alan getting fed. And he scored again. And I think he got his mojo back.
No, he didn't score.
Okay, he didn't score in that game.
De Bruyne and the midfielders
Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, and Doku.
Yeah.
Okay, those were the goal poachers. Okay, but you can see the freedom coming in that game. Hopefully, their next match is against
Crystal Palace.
They should be able to take advantage of Palace. Yes, they should be able to. If they are not facing Arsenal, they are not facing Chelsea, they are not facing United, and of course they just play Liverpool. I think they can take on any other opponent now and build their confidence from there. But should they face any of those top four, they will have problems of confidence. That's just the truth. But right now, they got 3 points. Let's hope they continue on that momentum this weekend. And they are 9 points behind league leaders now. They reduce that and Liverpool loses 7 points.
No, 9 points.
No, 9 points behind Manchester City. Was 7 behind Chelsea and Arsenal.
Exactly. They have 9 points behind Liverpool. And then Chelsea, Arsenal are 7
points
behind them. Because I think Guardiola has, City has 26 points and Liverpool 35 points. So that's 9. Okay, so let's hope Liverpool can drop more points. And Man City, I'm a City supporter. I'm a sympathizer of Pep Guardiola and City. So I love what they do. Okay, I love what they do with the ball. They make you enjoy football. There was a time Arsenal was like that. Wenger was not winning the trophy, but you watch Arsenal, you will enjoy the game. Okay, they will play good football for you. So, and that's what Guardiola does. And City does that for you. So yes, I want to see City come back to their self and then perform. But I would prefer Arsenal getting the trophy this season. Somebody will say show.
All right,
just to add to it,
okay.
Guardiola showing the world that I want to see a trophy. I think it's based on frustration.
Yeah, that was where I don't want to. You can go ahead. That's what I wanted to ask.
The Liverpool fans were actually chanting
loser,
getting sacked.
Yeah, getting sacked. Yeah, in the morning.
So, to me, and Guardiola was very pained. So I was like, this is what happened to other managers you face, winning them 5-0, 6-0. For the first time, Guardiola is feeling what other managers are feeling. So, and he doesn't know how to hide it. He has to, I won 6. He was doing like this. So I was like, wow, you don't need this.
So for him to have that kind of reaction, to respond back to the fans, by that gesture, that's to tell you how he feels it. And apart from that, remember before then, he has said something which Guardiola have not done before, talking about his player. You understand? He said about Grealish, about Ederson, about Erling Haaland. Talk about his player. He has not done that before. So that's to tell you that he's actually affected.
Yeah, he's under a lot of pressure. Just on a lighter note, there was a match City played against United a few seasons ago under, I think, Ghana. Okay, and United City was beating United. I think it was about 4 or something. Lot of goals. And then the fans of United were singing for City. You've done nothing new. They've beaten us like this before. You've done nothing new. We suffered like this before. You've done nothing new. Then they had to tell him that, look, forget it. 5-0, come on. You have not done anything new. You suffered worse before.
All right.
Guardiola is feeling his own thing now.
All right, you can hear that. Let's go to the next one, and that is the match between Atletico Bilbao versus Real Madrid. A surprising result. Atletico Bilbao defeated Real Madrid. At the point where I thought Real Madrid would want to, come back, against Barcelona. And I know some Barcelona, will I call them enemy or rival that don't like Barcelona? That day they will be heartbroken that day for Atletico Bilbao to defeat Real Madrid.
To be honest, I wasn't surprised. I saw it.
Okay, you were not surprised.
Against that Bilbao, I saw it coming. I wasn't surprised because looking at their last 3 matches, they've actually been struggling. The match they won before the Bilbao match, that was against Leganes. I think they won 2-0, but they were not that
penalties. Penalty.
And to be honest, the first penalty was based on, I would just say, maybe stupidity from this former Cameroonian player Inyon that played for, dragging Rudiger inside the box, and the referee had to warn you.
And then he still did it again.
And even before they took the corner kick, you still went and you caused the penalty. But if you could watch that match, that you saw it coming. They were not, the final third there, they were not that confusing defensively also, and based on the number of players they have injured out. So for Atletico Bilbao, they are a very strong team. We know on their normal day they can give teams like Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, serious tough time, and they actually proved themselves that day. And coupled with the fact that Kylian Mbappe has decided to turn to miss penalty now. When they needed
back to back.
And miss penalty. You know that's why Bellingham took it from him.
I was so surprised
against
Leganes. I was thinking, he's going to step up and take, but Bellingham, and when they needed you now against what they call it, the bow now, you went ahead again, and
miss penalty.
So I wasn't surprised they dropped point, but I know a team that will be very happy in Camp Nou now.
Camp Nou, Barcelona.
Happy,
you can read the expression from our smiles. I watched that match as if I was watching Champions League final. I was there. I was on that field in San Mames supporting Atletico Bilbao and making sure that they peppered and made sure, they scored and Madrid scored back. And I was like, what? How can Madrid? And why would you? And then I scored 2 again. I said, let's keep it this way. I was on my feet for 12 minutes to the end of that game. On my feet, I was watching the TV like, no. That ball was coming in. I would say, no, you are not going nowhere. Madrid must suffer this loss. We suffered we ate our own breakfast last week at Camp Nou Olympic Stadium. We suffered it even on our 125th anniversary. And we're supposed to be celebrating. And then the boys will go and suffer from a lowly Las Palmas, number 17 on the table. Number 17 on the table. Heartbreaking. And then Madrid will now come and win by 2 penalties against Leganes, and they'll be like, Madrid is back, and then of course the following week they now face Athletic Bilbao. I was so interested in that match because I know Bilbao. Bilbao is a very stubborn team. Bilbao, Sociedad, those teams can punish you. They just punish Getafe. Getafe play with Madrid. They are both Madrid location. It's like a city something, and it's not even a derby because Getafe is not on the level of Madrid, so they punish them as expected. But Athletic Bilbao, the twin brothers, the twin of these brothers, Inoki Williams, if you want to use Inoki in Yoruba, Inoki means gorilla. Inoki Williams, and the other one, Nico Williams. Oh boy, I love those boys. Their performance were top notch on that day. While Inaki was taking them on the run on the right flank, Nico was dancing Makosa, dancing Belewu, and everything around here. And, the Madrid defense just couldn't understand what was happening. They were on the receiving end of that game. And Miss Penalty in front now. Thank you for giving us that name. It was Miss Penalty before, but we now got Miss Penalty now. And Mbappe will think that, yes, I will get it back. And before that match, Carlo Ancelotti told them in the dressing room, between Bellingham and Mbappe, they will decide who will take the penalty. If Vinicius was on the field, Vinicius will have taken it. It was the number 1 for penalty. But Vinicius Jr., not in that team, it's so obvious to everybody now that young man He's a superhuman player. He's a superb player. If he was there, he would pull something out of the cap. Of course, Mbappe can't live up to his position. So Mbappe grabbed the ball and quickly went to the penalty spot, standing like Cristiano Ronaldo. Sometimes I'm sure in his head he's thinking, I'm Cristiano Ronaldo. I can do what he did. I'm Lionel Messi. 180 goals. Come on. He's 26 and I don't think he's even scored 300 goals.
No. But I think Mbappe will still come good for Real Madrid.
Over time, he will come good. Yeah. But let me finish this my own story. Because I'm so liking the way I'm telling the story. And I'm sure our fans at home and fans in the studio, everybody's enjoying it. Because look at it really. He will go and stand there and he will kick the ball right into the hands of the goalkeeper. And everybody was so happy. The whole of San Mames was jubilating. About 45,000 fans were excited. About 1 billion fans of Barca all over the world. They're up to 1 billion. we were all celebrating like, look, Madrid is going to stay 4 points behind us at the end of this match day. Because they still have one match at hand. They could have, leveraged on that. But it looks good the way it is. So, yeah, Madrid should do more of that. But I think Vinicius Jr., when he returns, will be a problem. And I think Cavalla too, because they're missing Cavalla.
No, Cavalla is not coming anytime soon.
They're missing him terribly. And of course, they haven't found a replacement for Toni Kroos.
Honestly, that is the major problem.
Valverde is trying. Valverde is doing well.
But Valverde is one of the cause of the goals in that encounter. He actually cost them one of those goals.
Yeah, but it's not a bad midfield.
But you can hear that, and probably for us to discuss about some of the reasons why Real Madrid is suffering. Probably it's another topic for another day. We'll not be able to. We don't have that time to discuss that.
We'll do that when you miss on set.
Okay, when you miss on set,
yes.
So that we discuss. We discuss in detail why why Real Madrid is not getting it right, even with the inclusion of Mbappe, Vinicius Junior. They are not getting it right. All right, we go to the next one, match review, and that is the match between Mallorca, Barcelona. Barcelona actually surprised us. That match ended 1-5 that day.
Like they said, you don't blow your own horn. So let Paul help us with that. Let me not blow our horn.
Paul, what do you have?
That match, I actually took time to watch that match that day. Barcelona were very, very fantastic. They could have got more than 5 goals that day. But just that, in the first half, they missed a lot of chances. And at the end of the day, you can find a way to, equalize in the first half to, make the match more interesting. But watch the match, you could see it coming that Barcelona is going to punish this Mallorca, very, very well. And that's what they actually did in the second half. When Barcelona came in the second half, they step up, and got those goals. And, there's a pattern of play Barcelona have been playing this season since Hansi Flick actually took over, whereby you see, their opponent scoring 3 goals. Like for those people, not watching it live, using live score, sometimes you just see live score link before they chop off the goal. Due to the way they've been playing, keeping offside. You get to see Barcelona matches now, you see the opponent having 13, 15 offside. Just first half that day. Mallorca was having about 11 offside.
Can you imagine?
11 offside. Barca was playing that high line football, setting those traps. The goal Mallorca scored, it was, Barca was even thinking it would be offside also. But to me, that kind of game, I want to believe that Barca is playing it based on opponent. Because there are teams you don't play like that with. You understand? But at the end of the day, Barcelona, find a way to respond after losing on your anniversary day to a team that nobody expected them to
17th.
Losing to
Las Palmas.
Las Palmas was a very big, I see it as an embarrassment. The level of a club like Barcelona on your 125th anniversary. Even playing at home in front of thousands of fans that have come to cheer you up that day. 5,000. So Barcelona need to make a statement, and they have the golden boy back and the starting lineup, and we all know what happened when this season Barcelona, all the matches Barcelona lost. Yamin Lama
was absent.
Was not totally absent, but didn't start because against the one they lost is it 4-2. It actually came from the bench. So they, but for the match against Mallorca started, and we also what a player
beautiful link up. Look at those passes. Look at those passes with his left foot.
What he used to Barcelona. Before I was even thinking maybe it was Lewandowski, but no, it's actually Lamine Yamal. Shows that Barcelona need to find a way to make sure that Lamine Yamal is always at least 90% fit every match, because they can't lose this kind of player to injury now. They tend to struggle without him.
The team will suffer.
And not having your main goalkeeper also, rule out for your season. But for Mallorca, they were even lucky it was 5. And good one for Barcelona. The following day Madrid now drop point, and at least they were able to, even if Madrid win their standing, which they fixed to against Valencia, they've actually fixed the match. You see on the 2nd of January, even though they win the match, Barcelona will still be 1 point ahead. And good one for Barca.
And both Madrid teams drop points.
Yeah. All right, Doki. I think the typical time. Just
Yeah. So look at that game. At first, Hansi Flick made a press conference that the players didn't play well against Las Palmas. He was very outright about it. He wasn't hiding it. He said the players did not play well. They didn't play to instruction. We did not attack enough, and we did not possess the ball, and we deserved to lose that game. On Monday morning, they went in for training, and instead of playing the football, he took them into a room and he spoke to them for 2 good hours. And half of the time, he was talking to Robert Lewandowski, and he pointed his accusing finger on Robert Lewandowski, and he said he was the missing link, the weak link that made the team lose that game against Las Palmas. Why would Lewandowski make those errors in decision, in direction, and all those errors he made? And he said Lewandowski was not going to start the next game. Also, when they had to go and face Mallorca, Lewandowski was not going to start. All of us were like, what is wrong with this man? Even Joan Laporta was angry. At a time, at halftime, when it was 1-1, you could see Joan Laporta discussing with some of the socios who were with him. And you could see the expression that, what is wrong with this coach? What is he trying to prove? Come on, dress Robert and put him on the field. But the guy insisted Robert was not going to. According to him, he said, the team, FC Barcelona, should win the game, not Robert Lewandowski. So Robert Lewandowski is going to sit this game out because we still have important matches to play coming up soon. And we're going to rest Lewandowski. He asked the question, what if Lewandowski was injured? Wouldn't the team play? Lamine Yamal was injured for 3 matches. Didn't we play? And he said November was a month of horror for Barca, and he was thankful that November was over. And the first day in December that Barca will play, Barca will go and win 5-1 without Robert Lewandowski, the highest goal scorer in La Liga at the moment. 18 goals in 15 matches. So without him, Barca finished the game. And you'll see the likes of Rafinha getting his name on the scoreboard 2 times. 1 for penalty. Frankie de Jong even got himself on the scoreboard. And then Paul Victor. Lamine Yamal almost scored in spite of his 2 assists. Wonderful assist. So the team is back. The dynamics are good. Let's see how they come up against the next game they are playing is tomorrow. Real Betis is a test of their strength. They are playing against Real Betis, yeah, that's a test of their strength. And one of our small boys in Real Betis, Victor, the Brazilian Victor Roque, is saying that he wants to score against Barca. I say, why not? Just score now. Score 1, we'll score 7. Just make sure you lose. Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Let's quickly go to the next one, and that is the match between Man U versus Arsenal. It ended in favor of Arsenal in that encounter 2-0. And we are gradually with the news we're getting. A fan was killed, and you three players fans were killed in Uganda because of this match. And that is not good to our area. I don't know how they take football personal. Sometimes I don't know. It maybe probably is the understanding. But hey, your analysis on that match anyway. Let me start from Polo.
First of all, my condolence goes to the family of those people that were killed in Uganda. That's why we say football no violence. It's just for the fun. But going back to the match between Manchester Arsenal and Manchester United. As an Arsenal fan myself, I was so happy we took all 3 points. Going to the match, I was so confident that we are going to win. After seeing the lineup that day, I started to have some doubt, because seeing Arsenal lineup that day for the first time, seeing Kiwo and Zinchenko suspect at the back, two of them, But I was having some doubt, but I still believe we are going to win. But what I was on, Manchester United is going to score. But at the other side also, I actually saw Manchester United lineup, so I was so embarrassed with Manchester United lineup. I don't know what Amorim was thinking, starting those kind of players when you should have gone with the team that won you 4-0 against Everton. Seeing Ahmad, that has been one of the brightest players this season on the bench. Rashford that has just been rejuvenated, scoring 2 or 3 goals since almost 4 goals
against Leicester
since Amorim took over. Seeing him on the bench, seeing Malaysia that has not been playing football for God knows how long. I understand that Lisandro Martinez was out with a yellow card and could be minor not there. So I was like, But when the game started, Manchester United in the first half, I don't know the plan. Maybe the plan the coach had was just for them to come and pass the ball at the middle of the park. No attacking, no fighting. They couldn't even, for the whole 90 minutes, they had only 6 touch inside the Arsenal box, which is very bad compared to Arsenal's 35. How do you win?
Can you imagine?
How do you win? You couldn't, in fact, they were just passing to them. But to me, the first half, they still tried because Arsenal was so playing not too good also. But in the second half, they were undone by Arsenal's set-piece tactics. Arsenal started using those set-piece, and, after the first goal, it was all over for Manchester United. And very disappointing one for Manchester United. Not being able to even play one corner. Arsenal played 13 corner. Manchester United playing 0 corner. That's to show you that they were not able to. In fact, for Manchester United, their first shot of that game actually came in the 42nd minute. So that was how it was. So it was so bad for them. I believe the coach was saying after the match that he needs to stay trying out players, testing. But you don't do that against a team like Arsenal. If you want to test players, you wait for matches like against West Ham, against Wolves. But that day they were so. In fact, the kind of performance they had that day was so embarrassing to me. But good one for Arsenal, 4 straight win on the bounce against Manchester United at Emirates now. And still, we are also happy that Liverpool dropped point at least.
Yeah, that made the league a bit more open.
All right, Doki, your take on that match.
That made the league a bit more open.
Yeah.
And yes, I gave all the 3 points to Arsenal in that game. I told people that look, Arsenal is not going to go into this game trying to play a draw with Man United, but United is going to come into this game trying to play a draw with Arsenal. They are going to try to maintain and defend. Because one, Amorim is yet to understand Premiership sides. Number 2, he doesn't have the quality yet. They don't have the momentum. Arsenal already has the momentum. These players played together last season. They finished second, very close to winning. 2 seasons before, a lot of them were there. They finished second. So yes, you're going to face a side that is good enough to win the league, if not for the superpowers of Man City in the last 2 seasons. So you're going to face a side that's been struggling in 10 to 13 position here. And what do you expect? Of course, Man U will try to defend. They have an array of defenders. The elite is there. Casemiro is on the bench. This one's that one. But come on, Arsenal will break the defense. And yes, they did. Arsenal did so well to break the defense. The attack was just too virulent. They couldn't contain it. 6 shots on target from Arsenal, 2 from Man U. 14 shots from Arsenal, 5 from Man U. And as you observed, 0 corner kicks from United, 13 to Arsenal throughout the game. And those are fantastic statistics. that you can take away from that match. And let's not forget the way Arsenal wins now. They are now the corner kick maestro of Premiership.
They even have a new anthem now. Corner.
You know, you can sing them a song from that.
That South African song is dedicated to us now.
You know, there was a time, people tend to, talk about Arsenal playing the beautiful passing, not looking for other means, not shooting. But now Arsenal, decide to employ a set piece coach, and it's working.
They interviewed Arteta a couple of years ago, and he said, "Who is your role model among the coaches?" He said, "I follow all the coaches that have been successful. I don't have a particular role model." In other words, he's going to switch his game plan strategies to suit whatever at any point in time, just to keep winning.
All right, let's go to the next one. That is Chelsea this time around against Southampton. It ended 1-5, just like Barcelona. I think probably you and Yemi are on the same shoulder today. 1-5, 1-5. I guess Southampton.
Yeah.
So that
it should be the number 20.
No, the 20, the last at the bottom. Then the bottom. They are at the bottom.
Yeah. For Southampton, a bad one for them. I think Southampton is just playing. To me, what they are playing this season is they are just training for championship. They are not a Premier League material at all. Because if you could watch the match, Chelsea's first goal was just a gift, from the goalkeeper of Southampton. They keep playing from the back, doing a lot of mistakes. But for Chelsea, despite many changes, if you could watch the Chelsea lineup, there were some players that normally start, but the coach had to raise them. Player like Nicolas Jackson, but Chelsea still find a way to win them. When it was even 10 against 11 after the red card, I was saying Chelsea is going to help to eat. Southampton were playing that day, very bad in defending. Though they were able to also wanted to start building back to. They did it one or two times. They are finishing very bad at the end of the day. Still winning 5-1. But they should be also. They are lucky that Chelsea did not like 7. Chelsea missed a lot of chances. Players like Madueke missing record chances. Other Portuguese guy, João Felix, several chances. So good one for Chelsea.
All right, Doki. Yeah.
In that game, man, I went into that game expecting to see some competition, but after taking a look at their track record and their form, I just discovered, hey, I'm going to have problem today. The problem was going to be that Chelsea is going to run these guys over, and Southampton sitting at 18th or 19th position, coming to face Chelsea, that is like number 2, and like trying to bring up muscle that are like cockroaches muscle. They are in the studio. Fans out there, Chelsea fans, please don't take offense. I have people in the studio who are doing muzzle to me here. They are Chelsea people. So please bear with us. Chelsea went in there, and I knew they were going to destroy Southampton. And Southampton will come and get a red card after Chelsea has scored 2 goals already.
3.
It was 3-1. Because we saw Joe Aribo. Aribo is scored a goal, and they equalize. Maybe they will give Chelsea some problem. No, come on. It's just started raining. Bro. And unfortunately, look at the statistics. Chelsea had 26 shots at goal, whilst Southampton had only 6 of them. On target was 13 for Chelsea, 4 for Southampton. Look at that statistics. Possession was crazy. The 5% for the 5%. Yellow cards, fouls were 14 for Chelsea, 7 for, and corner kicks were 7 for Chelsea, 5 for Southampton. So and the way Chelsea plays, Chelsea plays under Maresca now. Chelsea plays direct football. They actually don't play across. I think most teams are beginning to play direct football now. They're not looking for fancy, sweet football. Just take it to the flank, give it to the winger, run to the 18, score play, and score. Or find Cole Palmer that is cold, served cold. Give him the ball. The boy will know what to do. He will either give you a final ball or even
you score.
knock it himself. And he did a lot of that on that day. And it was a beautiful, beautiful match watching Chelsea playing beautiful football. But against Southampton was a very weak team. And I think they're performing an experiment. They're trying to bring up a play pattern they are not used to. There are certain players you can't play such possession football with. You don't play from the back if your defenders or midfielders are not good at ball holding. If they can't hold the ball, you can't play from the back. So you see Nkuku just pushing somebody off and collecting the ball. it's so easy. A small person like Nkuku, you know, and then you see Madueke coming to grab the ball, and that's how they scored like 2 or 3 goals in the game. It was just erroneous connections trying to play from the back. So yeah, kudos to Chelsea and Chelsea fans. And I think, like they say, Chelsea is a game. I mean, is a team under work in progress. I think they will only get better if they continue with this level of confidence.
All right, if we continue with this level of confidence, thank you, Acting. We were able to review some of those matches. Let's just quickly touch on the preview, some of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches that we play this weekend. Yeah, first of all, the early kickoff, that is a lunchtime kickoff. That is the match between Everton versus Liverpool. Just your take and why you think the team is going to win. Everton, Liverpool. Liverpool,
I think Liverpool is going to side derby. You know, when it comes to derby, it's always tough. And the match will be lunchtime, and we know what happened when those people don't expect a lot of, at times they tend to. But for Everton, coming to the high on confidence for Everton scoring 4 goals against a I can't remember the last time seeing Everton scoring 4 comfortably. Liverpool, you know, they just drop points. So I'll be see how the coach is going to respond. Secondly, that no Liverpool coach, that's your neighbor, because of the bargain right. I still believe take the 3 points.
All right, okay,
yeah. I'm going with him on that. Liverpool will actually dominate that game, but Everton will try. Unfortunately for them, they are going to leave their back open because they will try and get goals. I see Liverpool scoring first. I see Everton coming out to try and equalize, and then more goals will rain in because the likes of Salah, the likes of Diaz and Nunez and Konate and the rest of them. Gakpo, they are so good at counter attacks. You know, they are so fast with the counters, and they are going to take Everton apart and make them pay for it. But I would love to see Liverpool not winning that match, that encounter. Why? Because it's going to open up the league even further. It's going to make it more interesting. And then Chelsea fans are going to start dreaming of winning the trophy. Because when you talk to them now, the Chelsea fans say, oh, we're not training to win. We're not preparing to win the league this season. We're still work in progress. But should Liverpool drop 3 more points?
The language you change.
The language you change, or we can do it. It will become 4 points difference if they won their own league. So I think that might open up. But I think Liverpool is going to get all the 3 points from that match.
All right, and we go to Manchester United versus Nottingham Forest also.
Manchester United versus Nottingham Forest. I believe Manchester United is going to win. Honeymoon Nottingham Forest. I think it's watch from season debut. Teams have standout team so far.
There was a time they were third.
They were third on the. I think the honeymoon is watching that game. How Cameron
his first loss.
His first. SCI is going to have the defeat. Theater of dreams. When those ended, Sandro Martinez back, and that mistake he made against benching one of your best players so far this season, and maybe it's going to start Rashford. Of United have been criticizing for the past 2 seasons. under Amiron, had that match against Arsenal.
All right, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that. United should take the day. However, let's expect surprises from Nottingham Forest. They're not. They're not. You can't write them off so easily. They might have had some bad row of matches, but they can always come back. They showed us that in the first 10 games of the season, and I think they can upset United even at the Theatre of Dreams. They can actually create an upset and can see some surprises from that. So if you ask me, maybe a draw or United win for that game.
All right, the match between Crystal Palace versus Manchester City on Sunday.
Oh, I think that City is going to get that match. City is going to go all out and win the match. Now that De Bruyne can start and Doku can start, and Haaland is still looking for goals. He's hungrier than ever. And we have Lewis coming up with some confidence. Uruguay is still there. Savinho should be able to get some minutes in this coming game. And we should expect City to be on top of their game that match. So I'm giving it all to City in that match.
All right, the following.
Yeah, I agree with him. City winning that match. I think it will be that easy. Depends on how Guardiola attack that match. For Crystal Palace also, it seems that they've been fantastic but not getting results. But the last match actually went away to it down to it's going against and facing a Manchester City team that last 7-8 matches perfect like we know them to be. Crystal Palace, we want to find their chance, see if teams can. Why not?
Yeah.
But certainly it will not be that easy for them.
All right, the big one for the weekend in the EPL, that is Tottenham versus Chelsea. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't call that the big one. Big one. Although Tottenham, yeah, but it's going to be a London derby though. But I think Chelsea can win the game. Tottenham will fight, but Chelsea has a better team, right? Looking at their form and their run of games, Chelsea has a better mentality at winning that game. Tottenham can. I'm going to give it to Chelsea. At worst, a draw.
Paulo.
Yeah, that match, first of all, like the London derby, had sent edge in the last 3 seasons. Matches have dominated them. But this match, I don't think Chelsea is good. I see Tottenham win this match. Tottenham are a team that they've not been consistent. When it comes to them to step up, we saw them losing yesterday also. The Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Bournemouth. And in the last 7 matches, the last 6 matches, they've been only able to win one, the big one against Manchester City. So people will say Manchester City in that time bad run. You know, for Tottenham Hotspur tomorrow, on Sunday, I think the coach will want to talk to the. It's now continue. They've not. After Manchester City match, 3 matches for Big Ange. Let's step up. Chelsea going forward, they are very defensively. When you attack them, tested Son yesterday, and maybe having this match. For some their fans, I think they will have the firepower to take all the 3 points.
All right, finally, there's the match between Athletic Bilbao, Barcelona.
Real Betis.
Real Betis, Barcelona.
Real Betis has always been a challenge to Barca, but Barca has recently 5-6 seasons edged out Real Betis. They have since the days of Messi. That reminds me of the wonder goal Messi scored from an assist from Jordi Alba about 2018 or so. The beautiful chip over the goalkeeper from at the edge of the 18. And that always gives me a reminder of how Betis suffered from Barca. They will come up, score 2-1, score 2-2, and Barca will win them 4-2 or 5-2. And Betis has a lot of Barca rejects, or Barca away, or Barca, what do you call them again, on loan players with them. So they're still going to be of inferior mentality to the other team that sent them away. Of course, they will try to fight and try to do something, but I don't expect them to peep Barca to this one. Barca needs all the 3 points, and we're going all out for it. And Lewandowski is going to be back in the squad, and we have Lamine Yamal, who will be providing assists and shooting that goal at that. So yes, and the good news for Barca is that Araujo is back full training.
Good.
And Ronald coming back to the team is a lot of relief, because Ronald is back, Garcia is back.
Wow.
So Inigo Martinez can actually take some break because he's not a young player and he's not that top-notch kind of defender. But Pau Kubasi, of course, has a starting share. With Araujo coming back, Ronald can play, and Garcia can also pair in the back line. And then we also have Ansu Fati back on the turf, training for the past 2 weeks, and he can also be introduced. So Barca has a little bit of boost with players recovering from injury. Let's just hope that we keep them on. De Jong is fully fit now. He's going to start the game. The game plan and the game list for Betis has been released, and De Jong is on the starting lineup. Might just be a starter for that game. Of course, we don't have the first 11 yet. So yeah, I'm giving Barca that game, and I think it's going to be a convincing win against Real Betis.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for coming to the studio. Olu, thanks for coming to the studio. Okay, it's nice having you in the studio.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure being here.
Okay. All right. To our fans, thanks for staying tuned with us. I think that's how far we can go for today's edition of the Talk Sports Show. And don't forget to join us tomorrow. Yeah, for another live watch along show. It's going to be a lunchtime. That was the match between Everton versus Liverpool. We'll be here to cover that match. So have a pleasant night's rest.